Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. So today I want to talk about a really interesting discussion, cut into a very common thing that is prevalent within the fitness industry, or just anyone who's involved in the gym, fitness, whatever it is. And that is the sort of the common thing of, do you cut or do you bulk? So I wanted to apply that principle to calisthenics and sort of help you decide, answer that question for you, and why it is so much easier if you're involved in calisthenics on which one you should choose. Before we get into the video though, if you're new here, my name is Lee, and if you're interested in calisthenics, bodyweight training, or anything fitness related, make sure that you subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know when I upload. Comment down below if you have any questions at any time throughout the video, and if you do like the video and find it useful, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. So a really common question that you probably hear in the gym, or maybe you've asked yourself, is should I cut or should I bulk? And this is something that is obviously depending on where you're coming from, what your fitness level is, how much muscle you've got, how much fat you've got, whether it is a question related to your overall health. Those will be different variables that are really important that you need to address on deciding on whether you should cut or bulk. But if you're sort of like into calisthenics, you've been training for a little bit, maybe you've got a good level of muscle, whatever, when it comes to calisthenics and getting involved in calisthenics and wanting to progress, maybe you have certain skills that you want to work towards, knowing whether you want to cut or bulk is a very simple question. And the reason is, when you do calisthenics, your body is your resistance. So if you want to make an exercise harder, or you want to get stronger doing pull-ups, what do you typically do? You put on a weighted vest, or you put on a rucksack and add an extra brick, and you basically increase your resistance to make the exercise more challenging. So if you do the opposite and try and lose some of that, and obviously once you get rid of the backpack and the bricks, you've got nothing else to lose, you could probably go for a crap or something like that. That might help. If you lose some of the weight, it's actually going to make exercises easier. So if you're someone that really wants to hit 15, 20 pull-ups, work towards a one-arm pull-up, maybe you want to work towards archer pull-ups, you know, if you want to do handstands and more advanced exercises, iron crosses, whatever it is, if you can make yourself lighter and actually lose weight, calisthenics becomes easier. The lighter you can get yourself, within reason, the more advanced you could possibly go. And obviously if you're just losing muscle, you're losing whatever, that's not going to help you progress. But if you can focus on doing a cut and reducing your body fat and getting rid of that unnecessary weight that doesn't help you strength wise, hold on to as much muscle as possible while getting rid of that excess fat, your calisthenics, your ability, your strength, the exercises, the skills that you can do are going to improve, and you're going to improve faster. So if you're at that point where you're thinking, oh, I'm not too sure whether I should cut or you bulk, if you're doing calisthenics and you've still got a good level of strength, but you want to go that a little bit further, like you can do 8 or 10 pull-ups, but you want to try and get to 15 or 20, losing a little bit of weight and trying to cut that a little bit can actually make your pull-ups get to 20 a lot faster. It can make you learning more advanced skills a lot easier. So that's something to take into consideration. Obviously, if you're someone who is really overweight, you know, you want to lose the weight overall because it's a health risk. But if you're someone who is ridiculously thin, really skinny, maybe you're someone that, you know, just doesn't feel really confident because you are very small, you're thin, and obviously you're going to want to put on size, you want to bulk, and that's fair enough, and that is completely possible with calisthenics easily, as long as you're in a calorie surplus, you're getting enough sleep, you're getting enough recovery, and you're training to a good intensity. You will put on muscle whether you're doing calisthenics or resistance training, whatever it is, weights. But like I said, if you're in that position and you're like, oh, fairly good size, do I bulk up a little bit more, thinking it will get me a little bit stronger? Because obviously to build muscle, you want to be in a calorie surplus, or at least a positive nitrogen balance, and that's obviously going to be easier when you're in a calorie surplus. It's going to be easier to put on muscle that way and have the energy to work out and have enough volume to elicit hypertrophy and getting stronger. But if you're at that point where you think, oh, I'm not too sure, if I put on a little bit of muscle or eat a little bit more, I might get a bit stronger and get a bit bigger. But if you're doing calisthenics, you have to think about it. That extra weight, how much of it is going to be muscle, and how much of it is that going to get you closer to your goal? When you might be like, oh, I'm not too bad, I'm about 13 stone maybe or something. If I maybe drop to 12 and a half, maybe see what I look at like at 12 and a half, maybe I could get down to 12. Would your calisthenics go further, faster? would you still be healthier because you've reduced your body fat? It's definitely something to consider, especially if you're wondering whether you should do a cut or a bulk when you're doing calisthenics. It's an interesting idea and I'd love to hear what you think about it, so make sure that you comment down below, let me know what you think about it. If you found the video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you know when I upload, and I will see you guys in the next video.